Alright, moving right along. We have to torque down these camshaft sprockets, and I devised a little system here to hold the sprocket while you torque the bolt down to 57 foot-pounds. Just an old timing belt, clamp, and you hold it down right here while you torque the, move the torque wrench. There you go. It works better with the camera not in the way, but you guys want to hear the click? There's a click. Do the same to the other side. Alright, while everything's out in the open here, I have installed all the new timing belt components, and the new factory belt is nicely marked with these lines here, so you just line them up with the marks on the cams, there, and the crankshaft. I installed all new idlers since the old ones were all noisy, and a new tensioner that was leaking up top. So if you have any of those issues, definitely replace those parts. Now, the whole component, all the components I got straight from the dealer, because if you've seen the video on the Gates component kit, I got burned by that, and the prices here at the dealer, my cost was like $450. It's ridiculous. But that's what you have to pay to get all original quality parts. I did take a chance. I went to Rock Auto. I ordered an ASIN kit right here, the TKF006. This was like, $220. I'm like, well, if I can get away with the ASIN kit, I'm sure it's better than Gates, then, let's do that. Save, like $250. But the reason I did not put these guys on, everything looked perfect until I opened this box with the tensioner. I mean, look at this. Made in Japan, NTN, auto tensioner. I'm like, fantastic. What is this? What is this crap? This is garbage. Unbranded, the casting's different, just like the one we saw in the Gates kit. So, I don't know who's behind this. Hopefully it's not Rock Auto unboxing it, taking the good tensioners out, putting in these cheap Chinese ones. But if it's ASIN, then yikes. I have no words. I thought, this would at least be guaranteed OEM components, but that is not the case. So in a separate video, we'll make a few phone calls and see what comes of this. But I have no choice at this point. We're using the expensive dealer items and getting this car out of here. But I just wanted to give you a heads up about that. So let's keep moving here. All right, moving right along. We've got the exhaust manifold bolted on, torqued to spec, 23 foot-pounds for the nuts here. New gaskets, new triangle gasket here. Already did the oil change. There's this oil filter. It's kind of a pain to get to with the exhaust manifold on there. So might as well do it then. Our oxygen sensor wires are clipped back in. So we're basically done under the car. I got the engine mounts bolted down. Now we're working from the top. So crank pulley bolt is tight. You bar the engine over by hand a couple times just to make sure everything is in time. We've got our new intake manifold gaskets ready to go. Now here's the intake manifold over here. Now you just want to make sure these mating surfaces are clean. If there's any residue of the old gasket, just go with the little razor blade, clean it off, wipe it down, make sure everything is smooth. So that looks good. Already did the other side. So let's carry this over and bolt it on. Alright, here we go. This exhaust manifold weighs more than the heads. So that's probably why they switched to the plastic ones, right? So I just want to set it in. Okay. Make sure nothing's in the way. Now it does have little dowel pins. Should. Actually, the dowel pins are just for the gaskets, so that's good enough. Let's get the bolts and torque it to spec. Quick little tip: before bolting down the exhaust manifold, there's this one bolt which holds the bracket for these oxygen sensor connectors. You want to torque that down first, and then move the exhaust manifold, to its home, because that bolt is kind of covered by that one. So no big deal there. Just plug these guys in while we're here. That one clips in, not the other guy. So we have the intake manifold installed. All the hoses, wires are connected. It goes pretty smoothly. Don't forget your EGR pipe right here. Now we bolted this AC compressor back on. Now, a word of caution: if you put this belt on here with the compressor and then you try to stretch it while bolting it on, these holes in the block are very easy to cross thread. Actually, just tried that. It didn't work out too well, so backed it off. So we have the compressor on here now, and we're going to try to put this belt on. Now I know there's a special tool of some sort that you can use, but I talked to my buddy Erico at South Main Auto, and he said he just kind of puts it on, bars the engine over, and it slips on. It just, rolls onto the pulley. So we're going to give that a shot. So get your 22mm socket installed. We'll start the belt off as far as we can take it by hand. This thing does stretch quite a bit. Now we're just going to try to should we put on this pulley first and then go around the drive pulley? I'm going to try that. Keep this guy straight, I guess. Oh man, that's tight. That's tight. Let's back it up a little bit. I want it to sit more in the groove here. Okay, there we go. Try that. I don't know why they couldn't just leave the regular tensioner in here. Probably weight savings or some silly thing like that. Well, if it's a stretchy belt, then there it goes. Okay, so you see, you kind of rode up here, but on this pulley it looks like it's okay. Okay, so now we're going to back it off, and I should be happy right there. There you have it. No damage done, huh? What's next? Alternator, power steering, and we're almost there. It's almost looking like a car again. Got the radiator in, clamp your hose up here, put the mounts on, and we are installing a new thermostat here. So before putting this in, I like to put a little Permatex Ultra Gray right around the perimeter. And this guy with the jiggle pin facing up is going to sit, let's see, right up here. There's a thermostat housing. Just going to pop this guy right in here. Again, this is a dealer item. Do not use aftermarket thermostats on Subarus. Generally their opening isn't big enough for sufficient coolant flow. And these engines do not like to be overheated. Leads to bad things. So a couple M6 bolts. Screw that on. Let's see here. Alright, there it goes. Sweet. Take these down by hand. You see that nice gray squeezing around, makes you feel good. Less chance of leakage. You know, the factory gasket should do the trick, but it never hurts to put a little extra on there. While we're under here, we're gonna reconnect our fans. Super easy, just click in there. And let's see, a little clicky here. Boom. I think we're all done. Rusty crusty. Looks good. I did spray a little fluid film. The oil pan is starting to rust out here, so we'll keep that hopefully from going any further, but otherwise looks good. Just the only thing we have left here is to put in the coolant, install our air box assembly, and our battery. We'll be ready to fire it up. Give me 10 more minutes. So we're using this Subaru super coolant. That's what the OEM coolant is. It's kind of pricey, but it looks like windshield washer fluid. So I'll finish bleeding her up, and I like using a spill-free funnel since you can get all the bubbles out. Kind of squeeze the hose, and it'll prevent air pockets from forming in the coolant jacket. But we're getting close. Alright, it's a moment of truth. Let's fire it up. Battery is installed. Everything is as good as it's gonna get. Alright. Boop. I don't know, runs just like it did before it got in the shop, right? At least it's not worse, hopefully. Anything dripping yet? We'll let it warm up a little bit, but well, assuming everything went well. I'm a little smoky in here. I appreciate you guys watching. It was kind of a drawn out series. It took a lot longer than I hoped it would. So, you know, if you're just doing head gaskets and you don't have any problems with your heads, it could be, you know, 1 or 2 day project. If you have to take your heads to a machine shop, it's gonna, you know, at least $500 more to the bill, but hopefully, you know, it'll be fixed for good. Those valve guides that migrate out, the ones that the machine shop put in are 2/1000ths of an inch thicker, so hopefully they'll be in there a little tighter than before. But you know, I'll keep you updated on this vehicle, see how it performs. I'm actually taking it on a trip right now to break it in, so just want to say, I guess I'll post this after the new year, but Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.